So now I get to a point where I want to start dating. So about this time, my daughter is like 15 months, like 15, 18 months. Mind you, I haven't talked to nobody. It's you know, I haven't messed with nobody. I haven't talked to nobody all the way until that point of like a year and a half, until she turned like a year and a half or whatever. So mind you, I was talking to a couple of people, but like with me, if there'll be two main people like I'll talk to. One person would be the ones with friends with benefits, but we're still going out, hanging out, texting and calling each other. And then the second one is just, you know, like he's basically in the friend zone. So I had this habit, like, of course, you know, like this is my first place and this is my first time, you know, dating. So a lot of people that wanted to like do the meet and greet will always meet me at my house. And my best friend ended up like checking me one day. And you know me, when somebody checks me and I don't realize it, why they're checking me, I get pissed off. So she was like, you need to stop inviting people to your house. You have a girl now. You can't just be inviting strangers to your house like that. Because mind you, at this time, like the day she told me to keep my daughter, she really stayed true to what she said. My daughter was not my daughter. That was her daughter. Like she had her all the time. It was like I just carried her and that was her baby. Like she did her hair, she dressed her, she bought her clothes. She did everything for my oldest daughter. Everything. That's why I said also, that is good to have good people around you and your children that authentically love your kids. Because the balance that my kids had around that time, my oldest son and my oldest daughter, like even to this day, and I think I made this way in the beginning when I started this content creating, my son doesn't remember a lot of when I get into the story about the second person I had kids with, he don't remember a lot of the bads. He doesn't remember a lot in the beginning, especially in the beginning when we was in that duplex. Like, he don't remember a lot because my best friend used to take my kids all the time. We would do parties. We would do like, she would always organize like field day, and we would have family night, movie night. Like, she was that nurturing that my kids needed, due to the fact, like, once my kids started walking, I had that mentality in my head because I knew how my mom raised me. Like once they start walking or whatever, you have to treat them like little adults. So I automatically shut that nurturing part out. Like, I always was like, you know, I would buy them things to show them that I loved them, but I wasn't. I didn't know how to pour into my kids. I didn't even know how to say I love you to my kids. I mean, I knew how to say it like when they were babies, but I didn't know how to say it when they were like, and I know it sounds weird, but I didn't know how to say it to them when they're 3 and 4 years old. It was very hard for me to show that to them. And then, you know, being with their dad that always put me down, and we never said I love you to each other. Never. 5.5 years and never said I love you. So that balance that my kids needed when they had somebody pouring into them, and because I think I said it, but I didn't remake it. my best friend was like really into like chocolate dudes because her dad is, you know, dark skinned. So, and you know, she was raised with her dad, so she always tries to find, you know, the image of somebody that was strong and like her father. I didn't know I didn't know how to pour into my dark-skinned daughter, because for so many years, like, I was always put down for my skin color. I was always picked on for my skin color. So I didn't even know how to tell my daughter that you're a beautiful black queen. You're a gorgeous little chocolate princess. You know, I didn't know how to do that because I didn't even know how to do that for myself. So when my best friend was in our lives around that time, I mean, she did a great job, to the point where my daughter didn't even know, like, until, you know, she started being more around her sisters, the two youngest ones, and their mom. And even though she did not understand Creole, it's the energy. They still gonna feel it. They're still gonna feel it. And I know for a simple fact, they was talking about my daughter all the time. And like, there's a video all the way back where I explain all of that. So that's why, even though we're not friends now, and she's probably telling lies and, you know, telling, you know, rumors about me, and at this point I don't care, but I will always give her flowers for that, because even when my daughter looks back at pictures when she was younger, and how, you know, because my best friend was the girly girl, I'll put on some tights from Walmart and a graphic tee, and I call it a day. I was not into fashion at all, because I didn't love my body. I didn't love me. You know what I'm saying? So it was not, I didn't know how to dress back then. I could tell you that for a fact. Walmart shirt and tights. That's it. I hated wearing jeans. I hated wearing outfit. I barely bought anything for myself. So when she told me that, I got mad. I'm like, man, you know, like, how I'm supposed to date if I can't meet them? But it makes sense. Like, I had to sit back and, like, kind of get out of my feelings, because, like I said, my best friend always either tried to be, like, so protective over me. So she was either, like, acting like my man or acting like my mom, and it just would get on my nerves. But when she said that, I understood, like, why she was telling me that. You gotta be careful. You gotta be real careful back then. Like, oof, I know, especially now, you gotta be careful who you have around your kids. So I end up meeting somebody. At this time I was 25, and I think he was like 22. And I always told myself I wouldn't date nobody younger than me. But man, I tell you, I don't know where he at right now, but yeah, we was talking for a good little minute. It was like about like 6 months, 7 months we were friends with benefits. And the only reason why we stopped talking was because my best friend was planning like a surprise birthday party for me around that time. And it was a surprise birthday for me and my daughter, because my daughter and I are like, I said her due date was on my birthday, but I made her come early. So her birthday is 4 days before mine. So we just kind of collaborated the birthdays together. And he was supposed to show up, but he ended up telling my best friend that he had to work. But he didn't even call me on my birthday to tell me happy birthday. And I was very upset about that. Very upset about that. So he tried to make all excuses in the world of why he couldn't come, and he did the same thing I did, but he was all the way in St. Pete. So I was like, well, damn, you know, like, she, you know, I found out later that she was trying to orchestrate all this stuff for me. But my feelings was kind of hurt, because we've been messing around for a while, and you can't even remember my birthday. So, and I hold grudges, so I was mad. So I was like, nah, this is, not gonna continue this because dang, you can't even tell me happy birthday.